Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining us. On today's video I have a big fat plate, oh that looks great, a big plate of sushi, and today we're gonna eat together, eat dinner with me, we're gonna have a catch up. I asked for some little questions on Instagram and there are some things that I've got in my head that I want to talk about. I feel like we haven't sat down and chatted for ages. Even just sitting here and filming this feels a bit weird. This was going to be like a really nice summer evening vibe, but London has really decided to choose rainforest today. It's so humid, but it's like raining a lot and it's not my favourite, so we're just gonna have a cozy evening instead. Got my little salt lamp. Hopefully you enjoy. Get a snack, get a drink, get some sushi if you have some. That's the best thing I can recommend to you. I've got some hair on mine. Okay, I should do a taste test to get us going. Me pretending I haven't already scoffed 3 of them before I press record. Okay, so how are you enjoying summer so far? Summer so far has actually been so incredibly busy and I really didn't expect to be this busy. I don't even know what I'm doing. A lot of my friends are still at uni because the English term dates are a bit different. And I kind of just assumed that I would be bored out of my mind here. But I feel like I've been so busy. I don't know, meeting random people, whoever seems to be at home, just kind of meeting up with them. And I just got back from a little trip. Me and Joe went camping and I got back a couple of days ago. I did secure a cheeky little tan. It was crazy. We went to Folkestone, which is right on the edge of England, kind of near the Eurotunnel. Is that the Eurotunnel, I think? And when we were on the beach, our phones changed to French timing, which is crazy because we must have been so close. For your phone to change the time, that's crazy. Yeah, we were just chilling on the beach and then I was like, we need to go, we've got a dinner booking in an hour. And then we went up, had showers, got ready and everything. And then I looked at my phone and I was like, wait, it's dinner's in ages. We've still got an hour and a half. So weird, but it was really fun. And yeah, just been enjoying London. The weather until today has been really good, so it's just nice to actually be here during the summer when things are open, and I do really love it here, so it's been good. What are you gonna do after you graduate? Do you have any plans yet? I feel like I answer this question in every Q&A, every podcast, because I've literally always got a million different ideas. But I was chatting last night with my mum about traveling and living abroad. She lived in China, Australia, Hawaii. She's done some really cool things. She taught English abroad for a little bit, which sounded really cool, and her job is in health promotion, and she did that in China for a couple years. And we were just chatting about life after next summer. It's going to be so weird to be a graduate. So many of my friends are graduating and it's crazy. Loads of people from school are doing masters and I'm you're doing a masters. No offense, but that's crazy. But yeah, I really want to have almost a gap year after uni, just take a year to sort of figure things out. I want to go traveling definitely in that year. Hopefully by next summer that will be a possibility. We'll see. I would love to travel. I would love to do a course, I'd love to learn Spanish better. I want to maybe do one of those courses where you go live in Spain for 2 months and just you do the course every day and then you kind of work around that. I think that would be really cool, and I've always wanted to improve my Spanish because I feel that's the one language that I have maybe a shot at learning. I also really want to go to India and just spend actual time there. I've only been once when I was 8 years old, so quite young, and I don't remember it all that well. And I think when you're 8, obviously you don't really have much concept of race and identity and belonging, all of that sort of thing. So it was a really cool trip, and it was really cool to see the country. But I feel going now, having, I don't know, understood way more about myself, I think it would be really just special and cool. So I really hope I get to do that. And then after that year, who knows? I see myself getting a flat in London at some point, maybe living with friends or living alone. I feel I would enjoy both. London is so nice to me because it's such an amazing city. Firstly, there's so much to do and it feels very nostalgic to me because obviously I grew up here, but I do live in Greater London, suburbs. So to me, living in central London is you've made it in life. That's everyone's sort of dream. So I would obviously really love to live out that dream. Kind of know my way around London. I know a lot of areas, and I feel a lot of my friends will end up living here because there's the most jobs here, and obviously all my home friends will probably end up in London as well, so it just feels like a really nice fit of something that's a little bit new and different, but also because I've obviously never experienced like living in London properly, especially as like an adult, like that has my own flat and everything. So I think it would just be such a beautiful combination of like something new and fresh, but also having like home comforts and being not too far from my parents and just like family, and I think it'd be really fun. So those are my very loose plans. I don't know about like career and everything. Recently I've been feeling like I would love to try and like, I don't know what job I would want, but I see myself like in, I don't know, at some point finding a job maybe in like humanitarian sort of area. I feel like that's kind of like my calling. I've said before that I want to like, you know, like start a business or like run my own business or like a sustainable clothing line or something. I think I said that in a Q&A last year, and while I still think that would be an unbelievably cool dream, my mindset has like shifted a little bit, and like, I don't know, owning a business and running a business and like all of that, I think it's scary, and I'm still figuring out like where I stand and like how I feel about everything. But I think, yeah, I don't know, I'm not sure if that would be as fulfilling for me as other jobs, like just creating a product. And I'm not saying that like, I don't know, I don't want that to come off the wrong way at all, but like maybe in my heart I know that's not the right thing. Okay, we're moving on to the next sushi. I strategically, like an idiot, ate all my favourite ones first, but this is, I think, cucumber, avocado and carrot, and the first ones were just avocado. They're all kind of stuck together. So random, someone has asked me have I had my wisdom teeth out, and I actually have. I've had the top two out, not the bottom two. Do you know what's funny is like those wisdom teeth vlogs that people do, I feel like they're mainly American. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but like in the UK it's not like that. Like you just go to the dentist and they pull them out. You don't go under, like they do like a little bit of like a local anesthetic, I think. But I just like sat in the chair and they pulled them out. Like it wasn't a huge thing. It would have been so fun to have those videos where you're like in the car all loopy like on the way home. It wasn't like that at all for me. It was like very chill and laid back. Who was the last person who made you cry and why? I'm actually racking my brain. You know, if I'd answered this question in January, I would have been like, okay, I cried yesterday, I cried last week, I cried like 10 times this month. It's actually really refreshing to be looking back and being like, wait, when did I last cry? Growth. I honestly feel like the weather and just summer in general just like heals. It just makes me feel so much better. I'm trying to think of the last time I cried. Oh, I cried watching a TV show. I guess that doesn't count, but it was this little girl in a TV show. I spoke about it in my last vlog, but it's called The School That Tried to End Racism. And there was this really sweet little girl and I cried because of that, I guess, is my answer. Oh, this is an interesting question. Have you ever had a YouTube block, like a writer's block? If so, do you still experience it? So kind of like, I guess like a lack of creative flow with YouTube. My overall answer would probably be no. I feel like I have periods where I have like loads and loads of ideas and periods where I have less. I feel like lockdown especially is very uninspiring. Like January and February were very just tough months, I think. Like it was really cold and just gloomy all the time, and we were in lockdown. There was nothing fun to show. Like it's really hard not to make videos repetitive, and I don't want to put out videos that I'm not proud of. And like I sometimes feel like, especially like vlogging at uni, like during lockdown, it's so easy to get just to make that repetitive content, and it's hard to find a balance because obviously to me in my head it's like everything's repetitive because I live my life every day. Does that make sense? And I never want videos to feel repetitive to you guys. I saw a TikTok the other day actually talking about how I don't know, she felt like I hadn't really shown like the whole university experience like at Edinburgh, and like some other things as well, and it was just really food for thought. I really thought about it a lot. It was weird seeing that on like my For You page. I messaged her and everything and she was so lovely. Like it was just like a nice like open conversation, I feel like. But it just, yeah, definitely made me think, and I've been thinking about that a lot. Like I don't want my life to look perfect online and like, you know, portray this vision of my life as like really aesthetic and everything's going great and it looks really pretty. And I don't know, I feel like that as well when I watch other people's. I'm like, wow, everything they just make it look so great, and then I have to remind myself like we all live on the same world, you know, like especially people who live in places that are like similar to where I live, and I'm just like, wow, how do they make it look so good? Hold that thought. It's just sometimes difficult to share everything. Like, I don't want to, if I'm going through something or something's really difficult, I don't necessarily want to pull out a camera and like talk about it, because firstly there's people in my like my real life who I wouldn't tell that to, so it's like I shouldn't be posting that on the internet if I don't want them to see it. Do you get what I mean? And it's obviously nice like to have privacy and like go through things. I feel like I try to speak about like struggles and like, I don't know, just things that get me down, but it's really hard to do like on the day because you're, you know, in bed crying. Like in January I literally had like, when I first got back to uni, I had like the worst breakdown ever. Like it was so, like it was just honestly some of the worst I've ever felt. Like I woke up each day and I was trying to I was literally treating myself like a baby. I was like, okay, we're just gonna go on one walk, then you're gonna come home, and that's all you're gonna do. That's gonna be okay, you're gonna be fine. And I was just having to talk to myself like that and actually just be like really gentle and really kind to myself, because I honestly felt so shit. It was a mess. So I even deliberated, like I said to Neve, I was like, should we just get rid of this flat? Like I want to go home, like I feel so bad, all of this stuff. Like we were gonna literally like email the landlord and be like, I'm moving out. Like I looked at trains to go home, to like move home, not just like go home for a bit, but like actually move home in January. And looking back I'm like, that's crazy, because it only took me like a couple of weeks to like get over that. A sad time. And that was one of those things, like I didn't post a video that week because I was like, I don't want to film, like I don't feel like filming right now. So it's just hard. Like if you have any like advice or tips or anything on how to like find that balance maybe a little bit better, I'd love to hear. Oh my god, the question, I've strayed so far from the question. YouTube blog, not really, like occasionally, as with everything, like sometimes you're inspired, sometimes you're not, and it's hard because I always want to post a video every Sunday regardless, and sometimes like I have no ideas. It's like I don't want to post shit content that I'm not proud of, so then I'm just like conflicted. But I tend to have, my issue tends to be more that I have like so many ideas and not enough time to execute them, which is actually like, that's why I'm really excited for this summer, because I'll hopefully have all the time in the world. I just wanted to say I love you. That's made my day, that's so sweet. Caps lock as well. Tips for feeling more confident or body neutral. Okay, this is a really good question. Definitely feel my best when I'm like treating my body well, like when I'm exercising regularly but not being obsessive, eating healthily but not obsessing over what I'm eating and counting calories and being really particular. So I guess like everything, balance is key. Yoga is one thing I found that like really makes me feel like grounded, and like my body, like my mind body soul connection is just way better when I'm like doing yoga. And I have one, I'll link it below if I remember, that's on YouTube. It's like 10 minutes long, and that's my go-to one if I just like want to do some yoga. Me and Neve do that one all the time, and honestly it's like 10 minutes, so it's not long at all, but it changes my whole day and I just feel like more in my body, you know, when I've done it. Other than that, I feel like I can't give advice because I don't have the answers. Like I'm definitely working on this too. My body image is probably a little bit shit at the moment. Like when I was at the beach these last few days, I was like not feeling this, which kind of sucks because it's like I don't want to waste a day of my life caring like about the way I look. That's such a waste of time. But then we've all been born into this like patriarchal capitalistic society, and then I'm suddenly expecting myself to not give a fuck about beauty standards and body image and all of this. It's like, no, it's not going to be fixed overnight. So I'm working on it, and hopefully maybe we can work on this together. Oh, what's the best life advice you've ever gotten? Changes all the time. I've said it in the podcast before, but something my mum always said that I try and think about is, worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it gets you nowhere. I love that quote. I think that's like a big one for me, especially as a kid. I was like such a worrier, so that one hits home. What else? Another one is like, don't take criticism or like compliments to heart. Like I don't ever want to, you know, be so brought down by like criticism, but I also don't want to fuel my self-worth by the compliments of other people. Like I want that to come from like within, and I think sometimes it's really easy for someone to be like, you look great today, and obviously that's really nice and that's like lovely to hear. Then take that as like, okay, I do feel great today, like I look great today, when my aim is to feel that from like inside me, you know? So those are a few little tidbits. I'm not eating my sushi fast enough. I came back from the gym like an hour ago and I just like snacked so much in the kitchen because I knew I was having, like, I didn't buy that much sushi. I knew I'd be hungry, so I like snacked loads in the kitchen before. What are your best tips for an organised life? Okay, I have a planner. I'll get it actually. So this is my planner. It's from the brand Papier, I think is how you say it. It's really cute. It's got like women on it, and then I'll find a blank week. So then you have the week, you literally can't see anything, but like you have the week like that. Saturday and Sunday are smaller, which like I don't love because I make my own schedule, so every day is equal to me. But other than that, I really like it. It's just really simple. And then you also have these pages of like at the start of each month for goals, to-do lists, important dates and wish list, which I always fill out, and it's fun looking back on them. And then you also get this bit at the front which has like your month overview, and this is where I like put in all my videos of like what I'm gonna do and like what I'm planning on filming, and then I'll like tick them off when I've done them. This one's last month and the month before, and I like this setup because I can kind of like see what's happening. My tip for organisation: have a planner, have a journal. I don't know how I didn't have one like 3 years ago. I didn't have a journal, I didn't have a planner. I would just like remember everything. That's never gonna work. I prefer paper. I do have like a Google Calendar also. I don't love using it because for me it's like the phone's too small. I want it like big, but I use it for like occasional things. So yeah, I make a to-do list for every day. Every morning I'll like make a to-do list, or I'll do it the night before if I'm like feeling particularly on top of it. And if I have a lot to do, I'll time block my day. I normally find that I don't actually need to do that because I'll normally have like 3 big tasks rather than like 10 small ones. So then I just kind of like do them until it feels like I've done it. But yeah, if I have a lot on, I'll like time block. So it's like from 9 to 11 I'm doing this. And I feel like that really helps because for me tasks tend to take as long as I give myself. So if I tell myself like I need to finish this video edit in 2 hours, normally if I like tell myself I've got 2 hours, I'll be able to do it. So that's my schedule. Okay, I'm gonna end on this one. How have you changed this past year? I feel like I've changed so much. I think I'm way less naive. I feel like I'm way more myself. Like I know more of who I am, like what I want, and yeah, even if there are some things that are like unsure, I know that I'm unsure, rather as before I felt like I knew things that I didn't end up that weren't true. I feel like I've made like loads of progress, but I'm also, I don't know, I've got so much to work on. I feel like as you get older, it's like this graph, I'll put it on the screen, where once you start like understanding what life's about and like seeing more, you're like, shit, there's actually a lot I need to like work out, a lot of things I want to do, a lot of like, I don't know, just a lot of shit. And that's stressful a little bit because it's like I've got so much I want to do with my life. I think I'm good. I feel like the past year has been tough but good, and that's kind of all I have to say, I guess. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I still have sushi left. But yeah, I'm gonna carry on eating this, probably put on some YouTube and just chill out. I hope you have a nice rest of your day. I love you very much. Thank you for watching. If you stuck around till this bit of the video, I love you with my actual whole heart, like whole heart. Okay, see you next Sunday. Bye.